What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Boxing Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, people, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now let's get straight into this week's Mythical Monday matchup. Shout out to all you guys for the comments, letting me know your predictions, your analysis, your breakdowns. I love it all, man. So this is why the Mythical Monday videos are popular on this channel. Let's get on to this week's matchup, man. We head over to the welterweight division. Very good battle here this would have been between these two, Miguel Kotto and Oscar De La Hoya. Who would have won if these two were to meet in their primes? Now, the first thing we need to look at with this fight is the weight, because Oscar De La Hoya, you could argue his best years were probably maybe at light middleweight or as a welterweight. I think you could fluctuate between the two, whereas with Miguel Kotto, some might say that his best years were at 140, although he did compete at 147 for quite a while as well. So I think welterweight, you kind of meet in the middle here with these two. Oscar De La Hoya did start off his career as, I believe it was a super featherweight, you know, represented America in the Olympics, got a gold medal. He was called the golden boy for a reason, guys. When he was on the way up, this guy had everything going for him. He had the looks, the personality, the charm, great fighting style. He had a lot of people behind him. The Mexican population were behind him. The American population were behind him. He was one of those stars that transcended the game. He was the most popular fighter since Sugar Ray Leonard. Do you know what I mean? He was that person to put the bums on seats, get people to order the pay-per-views. He was, you know, a star in and out of the ring. Oscar De La Hoya was during his up and coming years, and so it went on until the end of his career, really. Miguel Kotto was the same. Well, not, I wouldn't say the same, but he definitely did transcend the Puerto Rican population in America, particularly in New York. Felix Trinidad, I'd say, was, you know, the most popular, I'd say, out of those guys during that era. But Miguel Kotto would have run him a close second for me. He definitely had a lot of the Puerto Ricans on his side. He had an all-action style as well. Kotto was just, both of these guys actually had, I think they're left-handed. They box from an orthodox stance, so they had a very powerful left hand. Oscar De La Hoya and Miguel Kotto both had great jabs, both had great hooks. How would this have gone if these two were to meet in their primes, man? It would have been a good matchup. At welterweight, let's say, or fluctuate around that weight, I think that, you know, De La Hoya would have been the more versatile fighter. He's the taller man. You know, he's shown that he could box on the back foot. He's shown that he could get into, you know, a scrap when he needs to. Miguel Kotto, though, you know, had a ferocious body attack, great left hook. He was quite vulnerable at times, particularly when he moved up to welterweight. You know, we saw him get chin checked a couple of times, but, you know, his chin did withstand the heat most of the time. He had been dropped before, but yeah, he had shown that he could get wobbled. I'm not saying he had a bad chin, Kotto. I mean, he did take a lot of good shots as well, but, you know, he had a very good, like, crab-like style. He would kind of tuck his, you know, he would really tuck his chin into his shoulders, and he would, like, bulldoze forward, throw. He had great technique, Miguel Kotto did, and I feel like this video is going everywhere, but, you know, I'm just trying to describe both of the fighters to you here. I think that he had a tighter technique than De La Hoya in terms of fundamentals and, you know, bringing his punch right back up to his chin. Like I said, the body attack was pretty vicious, Miguel Kotto's was. So that fight of Oscar De La Hoya would have been very interesting, man, because would De La Hoya have employed the same tactics as he would have used against Felix Trinidad, where he was winning that fight pretty much until the 9th round, and then, like, he gave the last few rounds away and ended up losing it on the scorecards? You know, it was deemed a robbery by many. The rematch between them two never happened. Would the same sort of thing happen with Miguel Kotto? Felix Trinidad, they don't box the same, him and Kotto don't, but they're both known for having a lot of power. And I think when Oscar De La Hoya knew his opponent had a lot of power, he was a bit more wary. He wouldn't go in there trying to slug it with them. You know, he was very, like, he was very smart in terms of, you know, what he needed to do to win the fight. Fernando Vargas, one of Oscar's better performances in his career. We saw what he could do there. You know, it was a left hook that really started everything in the 10th, 11th round, and a finishing flurry that ended Fernando Vargas there. Yeah, this would really be the battle of the left hooks here. You know, both of them, like I said, got a powerful left hand. I just think Oscar De La Hoya is just a bit more versatile, and I think that versatility might have got him a points win over Miguel Kotto, but I think he would have had to withstand quite a few rough moments in there, because Kotto, when he was in his prime, man, like I said, the body attack, the combination punching, the tight technique. I mean, he had great technique as well, Kotto did, but I just think he was probably just a bit too one-paced to keep up with Oscar De La Hoya in his prime. Miguel Kotto, yeah, his footwork was quite slow, whereas De La Hoya could be quite nimble at times. He could be wobbled as well. I mean, De La Hoya's been dropped before, he's been in trouble before, but overall, I think that he might have just edged his way to a points decision here over Miguel Kotto if these two were to meet. But it's a great fight. And you know, further on down the line, Oscar De La Hoya, of course, he started up Golden Boy Promotions. He promoted a lot of these fighters later on in his career. He obviously ended up promoting Miguel Kotto as well for a little while. And the two seem to have a good relationship. Do you know what I mean? You know, they did get on well. Oscar De La Hoya, I think at one time, he might have labelled Kotto like top 20, I believe. Don't know if it was Puerto Rican fighters. I might have to go and fact check that article. But yeah, he did have a high opinion of Miguel Kotto, let's say that. But you know, a fight between these two would have been great. Do you know what I mean? Oscar De La Hoya's fought the likes of Shane Mosley, Manny Pacquiao, you know, he's fought all of the guys, man. Bernard Hopkins, but Shane Mosley. But of course, the one that slipped away was Miguel Kotto, man. These two guys just met, you know, probably it was just before really, they kind of missed the boat with them two and fighting each other, man. But what do you guys think about this matchup? Let me know in the comment section below. How do you see it going? Let me know, of course, any further recommendations for more Mythical Monday videos. I know that there are some more, so I'll get through those. But listen, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one next week.